Good evening from the newsroom. In the news this evening, the Catholic Christian community as well as the Anglicans say they are shocked today following incidents of vandalism perpetrated during the night. These are the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Port-Glo and the Anglican Church of Saint-Sauveur in Os-Royal, which have been defaced with satanic drawings and slogans. Let us remember that in 2018, such heinous actions were manifested by the deposition of skulls at several churches. And recently, in 2022, horrific acts of vandalism at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception sparked public outrage. The representatives of these two churches have asked that justice be done to the perpetrators and have called on the faithful to pray for them. President Wavell Ramkalawan has received the final report of the Truth, Reconciliation and National Unity Commission. It was the Commission's chairperson, Gabriel McIntyre, with the other members who presented copies of the report to the President during a ceremony held at State House this morning.
In his declaration at the ceremony, President Ramkalawan addressed the subject of compensation, where he said that there needs to be a national debate on different levels to discuss and find the best ways to move forward with this issue. He also pointed out that the work of the Commission not only sheds light on the human rights violations that occurred in the past, but it also maps out events that should not be repeated again.
I will commend both the Chief of Defense Forces and the Commissioner of Police to also read the reports to ensure that members of your respective forces never fall back on the practices that we will see in these reports. The rule of law must be above everything that we do at all times. We are already taking strict measures to ensure that what happened in those dark years are not repeated.
For her part, the chairperson of the Commission, Gabrielle McIntyre, has expressed her proudness of the work of the Commission and hopes it will be used for the benefit of all Seychellois.
It is now the responsibility of the national leaders, those holding political power and those wanting that power, as well as religious leaders, civil society and others to embrace the reconciliatory ambitions of the Commission and to move forward with a shared understanding of the past towards a better future for all.
The final report of the TRNUC is being made public today instead of in 1 month as the law entails.
The Ombudsman Office has seen an increase in the number of complaints received in the last year compared to the previous one, but half of those complaints do not fall under its mandate. It shows that people are not quite sure of the role and mandate of this office. This is one of the main points in the annual report that Ombudsman Nicole Théron-Girardi presented to President Ramkalawan at State House this morning.
Obviously, still suffering from our weakness of getting people to understand what we are, what we do, because that many complaints have come in to an institution that can't take care of them. So that in itself is a challenge as it stands, but also is a point that I'm trying to bring out. I'm also trying to bring out the collaboration that the office has done on the international scene, because we're members of several international institutions, and the importance to us, to our office, and to the institutions of having this collaboration and working together. I'm trying again this year to try and give more visibility to the office, not so much in the sense of getting more people to see it, to see that it exists, but it's to understand what it does.
Management of the country's foreign exchange reserve, the economic performance and access to information are amongst issues covered in the Central Bank's annual report. The Governor of the Central Bank, Alwyn Bell, presented the report to President Ramkalawan at State House. It is a recommendation of the Central Bank Act that 3 months after the end of a fiscal year, the bank must present a report. Governor Abel says that the report does not include recommendations, but the central bank monitors the situation in the country and worldwide so as to make adjustments where necessary. 384 new names have been added to the voters' register, and that brings the total of registered voters to over 73,000. In addition to new registrations, there have been 782 new transactions in relation to transfer and correction of personal details recorded last year. The latter represents 353 more transactions than the previous year. As per the requirement of the election legislation, the Chief Registration Officer today certified the new voters' register and handed it over to the Chief Executive in a ceremony that took place at the Commission's office. The Employment Department launched a new induction program for migrant workers working in the country. Work in Seychelles will be mandatory for all foreign workers working on farms, in construction, in retail and domestic workers. During a ceremony yesterday, the Minister responsible for employment, Patricia Franco, launched the program and unveiled the logo. Around 20 migrant workers with Indian nationality were present for the event. Minister Franco said that the aim of the program is to equip migrant workers with enough information to prevent their mistreatment by their employers.
Our expectations are that the migrant workers become better equipped and have the necessary knowledge, confidence, and ability to make decisions for themselves. Ultimately, we expect that migrant workers will come forward more willingly and as soon as they encounter difficulties whilst they are living and working in our country, same as is done normally by their local counterparts. We want those situations where migrant workers are not paid their remunerations for months on end and other forms of mistreatment, as we know and have observed, to be a thing of the past.
The Lions Club Seychelles has screened students and teachers at Pointe-la-Rue Secondary School today for diabetes. This is its second diabetic screening at schools after Montfleury School. It forms part of its district project, and its members plan to go to all the schools to do the screening. Lion Club Seychelles is doing the screening in collaboration with Medicine Clinic and the Ministry of Education. And students and teachers got information from the nurses on their health status, prevention of diabetes, and how to live a healthy lifestyle. The healthcare agency's CEO, Dr. Danny Louange, who was also present, stressed on the importance of knowing our health status as more young people are dying younger because of various diseases, including diabetes.
It is important for us to know, even within the organization, within the school, to see the status of our students, the status, medical status of our teachers and the staff in the school. Why is it important? We know that in Seychelles, non-communicable diseases are on the increase. And these are causing premature deaths. So our population, our people are dying younger than we expected. So this is due to the non-communicable diseases. And diabetes is one of the factors that cause.
And with this, we end this news summary. Next on SVC is the local production, La Cuisine, and it will be followed by Paradise FM Chart Attack. Have a very pleasant evening.